I uh, I wanted to talk a little bit about bullying today because a few days ago I made a post about the current president tweeting in a way in which I believe was inappropriate for the office and also consistent with bullying and giving the nation the impression that violence is how we do things. Basically, if you get pushed, push back. However, in martial arts, that's not the way it's done. In effective fighting, if your opponent tries to push you, you don't push back. You step away, observe, or step into, engage, and change the direction of the energy to move it towards possible disarming of conflict. So I wrote this post and I hit done, and then I walked away. I made some lunch, I checked in an hour later, and 1,000 people had replied, most of them unknown to me, and comments ran the range of agree 100% to you're a crybaby, snowflake homosexual. My profile is public, and my photo is of me and my husband, so many people jumped from political to personal. Now, since I've never met any of these people, they don't know me, I don't know them, I couldn't take any of it personally. But by the next morning, it was close to 80 shares and over 1,500 comments. Maybe that's a small number, but I've never seen anything like it. A few people were worried about my safety, my parents and some close friends, and they told me to either take it down or not respond. And, I'm not into that. I didn't take it down, and I am responding because I believe that this is a time when we have to be heard, especially those who feel like they could have their rights taken away. Silence and fear is exactly what a bully would want. The aim is to create shame or the inability to react and to silence the voices of the oppressed. I have all my life been proud of who I am, my friends, my family. I'm not ashamed or embarrassed about any of it. I would never hide or be bullied into not standing up against injustice. That's just not who I am. So what I did was I really wanted to inform myself. I read through all of the comments. I read through them 3 times, and then I calmly and openly responded to my concerned friends and also to some of the most aggressive posts. And by doing it, I learned a lot. I feel like I learned a ton about both sides. And I hope what I learned can be used by both those being bullied and also those who have been a bully. Here's what people said and what I learned. There's a little bit of adult language in it, just to warn you. People used homophobic language, like faggot. Calling me what I am is not insulting in any way. It's like getting mad at someone who calls you a straight man or woman. That's not insulting. If I don't know you and we've never met, and you call me gay, queer, or faggot, it means that you have average observation skills. It's like me trying to degrade you for your height or age or eye color. Imagine trying to have somebody get mad at you by calling you 5'11", 35, and brown-eyed. It's not clever, it's not interesting, it's not insulting. I know who I am, and I know what my value is as a human being. I'm worth getting to know, as are you, and name-calling will just take us a little longer to get to know each other. If you aren't gay, and someone calls you gay, take it as a compliment. What do you mean by gay? Is it well-dressed, well-spoken, good manners, loved by everybody? Do you mean someone who loves a man? Because I'm pretty sure that if you're a straight woman, you love a man and you can relate. And I'm also sure that if you are a man, it feels great to be loved by the person that you care for. The same, of course, holds true for lesbian, gender fluid, bisexual, and trans. There's nothing wrong with 2 people being empowered in the knowledge of who they are and caring for one another. Gay can mean so many things. For me, it means being part of a powerful community that has faced great opposition and violence, and through it all has gained recognition and much deserved equality. And when we won our rights for gay equality, for marriage, I remember that day being so proud for the gay community and also being saddened that it wasn't a win for other communities as well. I'd like to see the African American community in America have an epic win like marriage equality. So we have to keep fighting for our rights. I truly feel that any struggle, that any fight will temper our hearts and our minds to be resilient, diligent, and continue to create safe space for the children and for the others who join our community and may be going through something similar. It's an honor to be both part of the LGBTQ community and the greater community that we call humanity. In response, other people use misogynistic language. They called me a pussy. Listen, two things are going on here. One, your skills of observation are inaccurate, as I am neither a woman's genitals nor do I have them. Two, calling somebody a vagina or a pussy in my book is definitely not an insult. Are you comparing me to the place in which the miracle of life takes place? That extraordinary pleasure center that leads to the womb in which your mother carried you for 9 months and then fiercely labored to give birth to you? The vagina that is adored by anyone who has one or is in a relationship to a woman? The wonder that can bring you multiple orgasms. I'm flattered that you would even make the inaccurate leap to compare me to such greatness. To sum it up, you've just tried to insult someone by telling them that they are the infinitely adored, miraculous place that is the sacred birthplace and origin of all human life that has the capacity for endless pleasure and multiple orgasms. Seriously? Thank you for that compliment. A lot of people use xenophobic language. They told me or other people just to get out of the country, just pack our bags, or they'd pay for us to move out of the country. Here's what we can fully embrace moving forward. No one should move out of the country. No one. The only people it belongs to, more than any other group, are obviously the Native Americans. Telling someone that they shouldn't live here is the worst kind of bullying. Instead, we should be asking, how can I stand behind immigrants or minority groups and support the need for their voices in this beautiful, inclusive, and diverse nation? No one leaves. The game changer is actually, how do we stay together? Our nation has been continually built upon, supported by, and enriched by those who have immigrated or been oppressed. It's time we started thanking people for the work they have done and continue to do, and for being a valuable part of the United States, instead of asking anyone to leave. We all belong here. The next thing people did was they called me retarded, or they used this word libtard. Please do not degrade an entire group of incredible people with your short-sightedness. I've had the honor to work with children and adults with special needs, and these are some of the most loving, strong, and persevering people. They have excelled in a life that seemed hardwired against them. They are an example of what it means to do great work in this world every day, and an inspiration to others to let them know that it is always possible to be loving and true. I would be only proud to be associated in any way with this authentic and heartfelt group. Quite a few people were adamant about their right to say whatever they want to, because it's free speech. And of course you can say what you want, which includes swearing and cussing and, saying anything you want. However, just because you say it makes it neither kind, right, nor true. Right? You have the right to free speech, but just because you say something makes it neither kind, right, nor true. I definitely learned a lot. I learned that there are extremists that are both liberal and conservative, and they're making it harder for us in the middle to work together. I really wish there were not these delineations of Democrats versus Republicans. I wish there was just one group, the United States of America. And when we voted, it wasn't one side against the other, but the best for all decided by all. The whole system, and a lot about America and American politics, hasn't been right, maybe forever. And I think some of us are finally starting to see that now. I've seen too many friends and family fighting needlessly over politics when they could be listening. They clearly love each other. They could be listening and championing one another. In the end, it seems we've entered the era of bullying. Like it or not, the president has verbally and openly bashed an incredible number of people. And I've always felt that name-calling, derogatory comments really reflect insecurity or frustration or the inability to thoughtfully express oneself. And if someone is shouting obscenities, we never look at the receiver of the obscenity and we think, how crazy that quiet person is. No. So before we call someone names, and I have called people names myself, ask yourself two things. One, who do I want to be in this scenario? And what is the point that I'm hoping to make? In a moment of conflict, I would like to be seen as inclusive, thoughtful, receptive, and then hopeful that we can find more that unites us than divides us. I wanted to respond to what people wrote to me because for the past 30 years, people have bullied me. I've learned a lot, and I've learned that what people say about you isn't really about you. But it does say a lot about those who are saying it if they're upset or frustrated or angry. And like a martial artist, by stepping back and witnessing who they are and how they're feeling, or by stepping in and engaging them, you can gain both insight into why they're coming from this place and possibly patiently change the energy or the intention of it. Maybe discover how to come to an understanding or an agreement. Because really, I don't think anybody wants to be a hateful bully. I'll give you two examples of how I responded to people. I won't read to you what they wrote. There's no need to do that. But this is how I responded. Thank you. Thank you for your note. I appreciate everything that everyone is writing. I actually do none of the things that you were talking about, which I believe most reasonable people in their 40s have no desire to do in public. I do like parades. However, this isn't about me or you. This is about what a mature, responsible, or diplomatic president should do. I'm worried that the things the president has said and the direction in which he is steering our country, mind you, with no experience, may lose us important things like healthcare coverage and international respect. I'm happy to talk about what you feel like is not working or is working with the new administration, but there's no need for you to attack me personally. This is about something much bigger and more important. The second one was a response to someone that was lashing out against multiple people. And I said to them, nothing about the way you've been commenting to other people suggests kindness, compassion, empathy, or understanding. By responding this way, you're actually supporting the whole reason for this post, which was the concern and the rise of aggression. Name-calling people you've never spoken to is unnecessary, and it doesn't help people learn about why you feel the way you do. I'm definitely interested in the thoughts and feelings you have about our country and how to improve it. And if it could be done thoughtfully, people might be able to see your perspective more clearly and get on board with it. With that said, I often find some of the most vocal people are also excellent on some level. They're courageous, willing to speak up, strong defenders of their friends and family. If you're going to be part of something, right, really think about it. If you are going to be part of something, why not do it successfully in a way in which others can admire your skills, learn, respect, and connect to what you're saying? What ended up happening over the last few days is that when you peel back the anger, many of us are willing and really wanting to talk about what we are feeling and our concern for the country. 2 or 3 of the people I was talking to, I actually completely enjoyed our conversations, and by the end respected them and thought they were amazing. And just like we sometimes fight with friends or family, with many of the conversations, we were able to come to a place of understanding and mutual respect. Some of the people intensely told me their stories, and they were, I have to agree, they were crazy stories about being treated badly by the government, being treated badly under past presidents, and being treated badly by somebody that was from a different group, even a liberal group, right, or an open-minded group. They're still capable of treating somebody poorly. And coming to that place of mutual respect made me feel like there's not just hope, but there's a lot of heart, compassion, wisdom, and skill that all of us can use to listen to one another and begin to reconcile all points of view. In the end, it doesn't matter what side you're on or whose side you're on. If you're being abusive in your actions or language, it might not be helpful to your cause. Wouldn't you rather be effective, heard, and understood than hurt other people? This is how we do it. This is how we make things better. We're going to do it by listening to each person one at a time and figuring out exactly why we feel the way we do. Through it all, I was able to answer my original post question, which was the question, what can I do? What can we do? The result was an unexpected learning and one in which I found myself profoundly grateful for everyone involved, especially those with differing points of view. Together, it helped me find the center I was looking for and connect to some incredible people of all beliefs. If you or anyone you know is a bully or is being bullied, there are some great resources. You can contact the National Center Against Bullying, the Bullying and Cyberbullying Prevention and Advocacy Collaborative, and also the It Gets Better Project. In closing, I just want to say how grateful I am for all of this. I mean, it was a crazy mess, but I'm so grateful. If we are able to rise above something, it helps to see it clearly first. Thank you for showing all sides and all viewpoints and for being a part of the discussion. We will end prejudice, homophobia, xenophobia, misogyny, and bullying. One conversation, one person, one interaction at a time. Take care of each other. Love each other. Learn from each other. And together, let's work on truly creating a united vision of an inclusive, dynamic, and exceptional country. Thank you.